What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, your home for the 2020 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. Yesterday, we had breaking news, the Dodgers signing Albert Pujols. Unfortunately, last night, we had some more breaking news. Corey Seager, who left Saturday night's game with an injury. It was released by the team that he had an MRI, or an X-ray, and there was a fracture in his hand. So Corey Seager expected to go on the injured list as soon as today, Sunday. It's really bad news for the Dodgers. You know, when it comes to hand injuries, we're likely talking months and not weeks. And Corey Seager, we know the World Series MVP. He's one of the best players on the Dodgers. This is a team that has struggled to hit of late, although they have turned it around the last 4 games or so. So the question today is, what does this mean for the Dodgers moving forward? The first thing I'll say is, don't panic. Yes, we're talking about months and not weeks, but this is a long baseball season, okay? So even if Corey Seager has to miss 6 to 8 weeks, it's a long season. There's going to be a lot of games played in that stretch, but the Dodgers are one of the best teams in baseball, if not the best team in baseball on paper, and one player will not change that. I know right now they're still missing Cody Bellinger. They're still missing Zach McKinstry. Dustin May is out. Corey Knebel is out. But some of those guys, Bellinger, McKinstry, are expected to be back soon, and that should offset the loss. And so the question is, what does this mean on the field for the Dodgers? Well, Gavin Lux will move to shortstop. With A.J. Pollock also on the injured list, Bellinger and McKinstry again still out. That's where the Dodgers have to figure something out. Chris Taylor will play every day, most likely in center field. So that leaves you with the hole in left field, and then you got to figure out what to do there. Matt Beatty likely to be in left field pretty much every day. As weird as that sounds, it's not something any of us expected, but he's probably your everyday left fielder right now, which leaves you with one spot. If Max Muncy plays first base, then second base is open, and Sheldon Neuse may be the favorite to take that spot. Although, with the news yesterday, there is a possibility that Max Muncy moves over to second base, and Albert Pujols could find himself in the Dodger lineup every single day as a starting first baseman. Now, that would be a pretty poor right side of the infield defensively. We know how much the Dodgers value defense, and so my gut is that Sheldon Neuse at second base is going to be something we're going to see a lot more of. He hasn't been great, but he has been competitive. There have been some guys the Dodgers have called up, and it's just, you feel like it's an automatic out. I don't feel that way with Neuse. I know the batting average is below 200. He has like 0 walks and 35 plate appearances, but he is hitting the ball hard. He is making solid contact, and so hopefully if he gets some regular at-bats, he can figure it out. The last question I'm thinking is, who needs to step up? With Seager out, who needs to step up? We know Turner, we know Mookie Betts, we know Max Muncy, but there's 2 other guys that I've got sort of as candidates to fill the void. The first is Will Smith. Okay, Will Smith has been disappointing compared to the unbelievable expectations many of us had for him this year, but he's still 88th percentile in expected weighted on-base average. That's a number that StatCast uses based on exit velocity and launch angle. Basically, what should a guy's on-base average be? He's in the 88th percentile for that. Another guy, Chris Taylor, 89th percentile in expected weighted on-base average. Now, Taylor at least has produced. He's got an OPS over 900 this year, and so those are 2 guys that I would say look for them to take on a bigger role in the offense. These are middle of the lineup guys that are now going to be expected to perform like middle of the lineup guys. One other is Gavin Lux, 5 for 15 in his last 4 games. He's played great defense, so we don't have to worry about that side of the ball. But can he step up? Can he prove, hey, I at one point was going to be the shortstop of the future of this organization. Can he prove that he's still that guy? Those are the questions. Again, Corey Seager out for months probably and not weeks. The Dodgers do have the guys to fill in. I know the injuries are starting to pile up, but even without Bellinger, even without McKinstry, the Dodgers should be competitive. They should be able to pitch well enough and hit well enough to win a bunch of games. Of course, as those guys come back, as Pollock comes back, as Bellinger comes back, as McKinstry comes back, you'd expect things to improve. So that's what I got. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Corey Seager to the injured list. Who do you have as the guy on the Dodger roster that needs to step up and fill that void? As always, check out DodgerBlue.com for the latest Dodger Blue 1958 on social media everywhere. And please, please, please subscribe here to our Dodger Blue channel. Ring the notification bell so that breaking news updates like this one, any responses we get from the Dodgers as far as what the plan is, we'll have it here for you first. As always, we appreciate you watching, and Vince Scully will take us home with the reminder that the Dodgers are still champs.
The best team holding a trophy high in the air. The Los Angeles Dodgers, champions of the baseball world.